Today we're going to see how you can leverage BuildShip's powerful built-in triggers to create a no-code backend that catches Stripe events. We're going to be doing that using the Stripe Webhook trigger. This is going to connect to your Stripe account and activate a workflow in response to specific webhook events. Let's take a look. So here's my new workflow. First thing I'm going to do is give it a new name by double-clicking up here and calling it Stripe Webhook. Perfect. So let's examine this trigger in more detail. The Stripe Webhook trigger takes in two inputs. One is the Stripe secret key, and the other is the selected Stripe events to listen to. If you want to listen out for all of them, you can just leave this field empty. So let's go ahead and fill these in. I'm going to put in my secrets. Now, I already have a Stripe Webhook secret, but if you want, you can add your own using add secret. So that's all done. Next, I'm going to select a Stripe event, and we've already pre-filled these for you. All you got to do is find the one you need. For example, I want to add one for when a subscription is created. If you want to listen out for several, you can also add your own or listen out for several ones. We're going to stick with the subscription created trigger event. Click on done, and now we're ready. Now, just for the sake of trying this out, I'm going to add a return node here. It's just going to respond with a 200 and the value from that Stripe event by clicking here on variables, Stripe event. Perfect. Let's give this a try. I'm going to click on ship. Great. My workflow is now deployed. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the advanced logs functionality to listen out for that event when it comes in. Let's hop over to Stripe, where I've already got a subscription ready to go. So in test mode, I'm going to create a subscription for a $15 monthly subscription for this user here. Now, let's create this test subscription, and we're done. Let's go back to BuildShip. As you can see, we've got a success log here. Let's examine this in further detail. Make it larger. And there's the data from our Stripe event. Now we know which data we can use in order to interact with it. Now this is all great and good, but let's expand on it a little. Let's say I have a Supabase database where I'd like to save these subscription created events. What I can do is add my own node to do that. So I'm going to look for Supabase, add the create row node, and now I'm going to take that data from the Stripe event and bring it into my Supabase database. First thing I'll need is my API key. I've already got my own here. I said you can add your own with secret. My API URL I've already got ready to copy and paste. And then our table name is events. Now for the object, I'm going to be sending it some custom data. The column in my events table is called data. And inside of that, I will bring in the Stripe event. Now all of that will come directly into my table. Great. Let's go ahead and ship that. Also bring up our logs so that we can test creating a subscription in Stripe. All right, we're ready to send off our test subscription. Gonna do that right away. And there we go. Let's go back to BuildShip and see if it shows up. Great. We can see that the workflow was successful. And I just so happen to have Supabase open here and can see indeed there is my new event. Fantastic. But this is just doing so now for created subscriptions. What if I wanted to do it for all kinds of events? I could either select a bunch of them, or I could leave it blank. Leaving it blank will now allow me to catch all kinds of events. But let's just say I want to just have it for created and deleted subscriptions. Let's click on done and go ahead and ship that. Perfect. Back to Stripe. Let's cancel a subscription. Now that's canceled. And we should see that event show up back on BuildShip. And indeed, there it is. And if we go back to Supabase, we should see our brand new event. So yeah, this is how you can interact with Stripe events using BuildShip. But this is just the beginning. Expand on this any way you like to build your ideas with a powerful backend. And I'll see you in the next video.